Hi, how are you, my younger brothers? I'm your elder brother Kiran Roy. I've been receiving lots of questions lately saying that Kiran Bhaiya, I'm under lots of stress. So, how do I eliminate stress from my life? And this question is not only coming from youngsters, but even from guys of my age group, because I have the bulk of my viewers are youngsters, but definitely I have 15-20% people of my age group as well, a slightly smaller percentage above my age group as well. I have even 60-70 year olds who are watching my content because I view the analytics, right? So from that I come to know. So people of all age groups had asked me one same question, that Kiran Bhaiya, Kiran bro, how do I get rid of my stress? Because this stress is having a profound impact on the quality of my life, be it sleep, be it my looks, be it my hair fall, be it my weight, be it my everything. Stress is wreaking havoc in my system, in my life as a whole. It is ruining my relationships, it is ruining my job, it is ruining my work, it is ruining my finances for that matter. So one bottom line which I can make out which is causing all the trouble is stress. So how can we eliminate this stress, Kiran bhai, if you could guide us? So I will 100% give you 120% resolution to this. So just listen to each and every word that I'm saying very much intently and execute them. I promise you, you will have a huge difference in your stress levels if you do as I say. All right. So my first point is wake up early and own your mornings. Until 3.5 years before, I used to go to bed at 4 a.m. after a night of partying, and I would wake up God knows when. I would wake up at 12 or 1 p.m. for that matter. Like in the afternoon, I used to wake up. That was my lifestyle because I was a hardcore party animal before 3.5 years before. I used to live as if there is no tomorrow. I used to live that wild rockstar life. I would meet my friends at 9:30 in the night, and we would start our party by 11, and it would go on till the wee hours of the morning, till 3, 3:30, 4. On many occasions, I came home at 6 a.m. So then came a huge shift in my life, and I started going to bed at 9. Since the past 3.5 years, not a single day has gone that I did not go to bed at 9 p.m. And I wake up at 5 a.m. sharp every day, except one day of the week, that is Sundays. I wake up at 4 a.m. because that is the day I run 21 kilometers. Rest of the days, I run between 10 to 14 kilometers, rest of the days, every day in the morning. But once a week, I run these mini marathons, the half marathons, as they call it. I run 21 to 25 kilometers once a week. So that is the day I wake up 1 hour earlier. But rest of the days, I wake up at 5 a.m. So what happens when you wake up early in the morning? You get a kickstart which nobody else is doing, because when I go up at 5 a.m. in the streets, it's completely empty. The rest of the world is sleeping. So when the whole world is sleeping and when you are grinding it out, you see a vast difference in your psyche. There is a huge response which happens in your mind that gives you a kickstart which nobody else has over you, because rest of the world are sleeping. It's only you. It's dark at 5 a.m. when I start my morning runs. It's completely pitch dark. Even the street lights are not working that time. So it's pitch dark, and only you, your thoughts, you can even hear your heartbeat. I personally can. So that is the time you should have nothing to distract you. No social media, no mobile phones, not even music. I don't even put on music. I just go there to be with myself. My That's why I said I can even listen to my heartbeat. That is how calm and awesome that thing is. So the first point, as I said, if you wish to eliminate stress, is to wake up early when the rest of the world is sleeping. Go for a walk, go for a run. Even if you can't run, if you are aged, because as I said, lots of aged people are also watching my videos, and no problem, just sit calmly and meditate. And if you can't meditate, if you have a hyperactive brain, just focus on your breath work. Just do box breathing. Breathe in for 5, hold for 5, breathe out for 5, hold for 5. That's nothing but pure box breathing. Even if you do this much for half an hour, just see the change in your mindset. Entire stress will vanish. But for people who can run, then I would suggest running. The reason being, running puts you in a state of induced meditation. It puts you in a state of forced meditation. So without you even wanting it, you get into a trance-like state. So running, you can get into meditation by default. So who has the physical capability to run, then I would highly recommend run, because running, I would rate running even one step ahead of normal meditation, because in normal meditation you are getting in a meditative state but your body is not moving, whereas in running you're getting the benefits of moving your body, at the same time getting the benefits of being in a fixed state meditation as well. So I will any day put running at a higher level than sitting and doing meditation, though both the benefits of both are equal in when it comes to your mental point of view, whereas in running you're getting the added bonus of physical benefits as well, is what I mean to say. So when you wake up, even if you don't want to run, you can just open your diary and do journaling, because early morning is the time, at least for me, early morning is the time my creative juices are at its best, because I'm a I lived my entire life being a night person. But since the past 3.5 years, I realized that it's the morning time I am the best at. That is when I get the best ideas to make my videos. That is, I get the best ideas to compose my guitar solos or compositions for that matter. That is the best time I get business ideas about what I should do for the rest of the day. So morning, I was actually a morning person disguised as a night person all these years. I was never a night person, which I realized now ever since I started living this life, because that is the time I get all those brilliant ideas which can like change other people's lives as well. Because whatever disclosures, revelations I'm making through my videos, that is touching lives, that's for sure. You can check out the comment section. So I would attribute it to my morning routine, because it is in the morning when I'm running, I get those insane ideas which normally wouldn't have come in my mind. So always try to wake up early if you wish to destroy and eliminate your stress levels. My next point is, the more you push your body, the more resilient your mind becomes. So the bottom line of this point is, train your body, own your body. Don't let it just exist. Make it slog. Because as I said, the more you train your body, the more resilient your mind becomes. So it's a no-brainer. You have to pick your weapon. It can be weight training, it can be martial arts, it can be cycling, it can be whatever you are doing. I mean, running, I did in the first point as a mental thing, as something which you're doing for your mind rather more than the body. But now my second point is purely body. You have to pick up something. It can be running as well, because now if you're doing it for body, you can pick up running, because running can fit even in mind, even in body. So you can add that running bit into this point as well. But not just running, it can be swimming, it can be cycling, it can be weight training, it can be mountain climbing, it can be hiking. List is endless. So second point is a no-brainer, as in it's a no compromise thing. You will have to add this second point, that you have to move your body in whichever way you want to. I leave it to you to decide at what you want to select. But that's a no negotiable. It's a non-negotiable. You have to add some or the other sort of physical exercise, because as I say, mental stress can be eliminated by replacing it with physical stress. I always say that. So if you add physical stress in your life, like say running, like say boxing, like say kickboxing, you are eliminating that mental stress correspondingly to the limit of pain which you are enduring. So always remember that. So replace your emotional stress with physical stress. That this plan will never go out of fashion. This has been working since the start of civilization, since the start of humankind, since the start of evolution, I would say. So always use this philosophy. You will never have to worry about stress for the rest of your life. Include something physical. My next point is, cut out useless social media consumption. Doom scrolling is what you know. You just scroll and you feel anxious. Why? You are seeing people who are doing better than you. So the first thing you should know is, people are out here only to show off. They are not showing their real picture in their lives. All are just putting a plastered and replastered version of themselves. None of them are that happy the way they are showing. But what happens when you watch those people, those supposed happy looking people? You tend to get anxious, you tend to get depressed, because you think, I have not achieved anything in my life. Look at these guys who are of my age. They are in such beautiful relationships. They are having such big cars. They are living in such lavish palatial houses. What have I done in my life? I have done nothing in my life. So to prevent that from happening, cut out social media. Even if you have to watch social media, only watch motivational positive videos, but not at all what other people are doing. I never do that. I don't know if you guys are aware. I have three managers who are looking after my social media in 8 hour shifts, in 3 8 hour shifts. They are the ones who eliminates. I mean, they are interested with the task of cutting out all unwanted comments, to keep it clean, to give them the if somebody is inquiring about our services, guitar classes, one is to one counseling, they have to reply to that. So it is my managers who are doing it. I'm not there constantly at social media. I just create my videos and I get back to my work. I don't sit and check out the comments. I don't do anything because I have kept people who are doing the same. Because I am a YouTuber, as you can see, my channels are monetized. So officially, you can call me an YouTuber. Though my English channel is not yet, but within 3 days, in 3 days, it is going to get monetized from today. So by the time you watch this video, it should already been monetized. So since both of my channels are monetized, so technically you can call me an YouTuber as well. So I have lots of, I mean, I already had lots of things to do, but now I'm interested with another task of becoming an YouTuber as well, as a motivator as well. So I never focus or waste my time in checking out what other people are doing. I just focus on my goal, my task at hand. I never scroll, because if I scroll, I'll only see like things which I don't want to see, and I don't want that to have a adverse effect on my mind, because I want to make my content revolving only around my own thinking. I don't want to absorb anybody else's thinking, because I want my content to be purely original and fresh. That's why I never watch others' content. So I would strongly recommend stay away from social media. Even if you have to be at social media, only follow the people from whom you can gain value in your life. But never ever follow people who are just siphoning away your energy by showing how good they are, how rich they are, how handsome they are, how good their six abs look. No need to watch those people. Just watch people who will push you onto doing something good in. My next point is stop being a slave to dopamine. Junk food, porn, Netflix, all these are cheap dopamine. Stop and completely eliminate this sort of dopamine, because this will only see the thing about dopamine fixes, you know what, they make you feel only for that particular time in which you're indulging in that activity. It can be masturbation as well, for that matter. Only for that few minutes or seconds you will get that dopamine fix. But in turn, what happens is you get into a dip, you face a huge dip. Once you get that initial high, it will be a dip immediately. Soon thereafter, it's going to be a dip, wherein when you experience that dip, you will feel stressed out, you will feel depressed, you will feel anxious. So to prevent that, don't even indulge in that short dopamine fix, so that your mindset is stable throughout the day. You don't need that high also, you don't need that down also, you don't need that crest, you don't need that trough. So it should remain consistent, and that can be attained only when you cut out the cheap dopamine out of your life. So say no to cheap dopamine. Yes, if you want the dopamine, then, as I always say in my videos, chase the difficult dopamine, which you get by running, which you get by lifting weights, which you get by playing a musical instrument, for that matter, which you get by solving mathematical problems. So I'm completely zero in that. I'm just giving an example. I hate mathematics, but solving problems also gives you that same thing, which you get by playing those difficult guitar solos. So definitely indulge in those activities. I highly recommend these activities, but never ever go for Netflix, porn, masturbation, cigarette smoking, alcohol. These are all cheap dopamine. If you want the good dopamine, go for the long lasting dopamine, because that kind of dopamine will not give you that low which you get from these cheap dopamine. See, the thing about this cheap dopamine is you get that dopamine hit very fast. And at the same time, you get into that gap also very fast. But the thing with this dopamine which you get from getting it the long way, the hard way, that dopamine stays with you forever. You must have heard of the term called runner's high. Why do runners feel so high after that run? That too, after that too, for a longer period after that run is completed. Why do you think that happens? Because they have earned it the hard way. So that high is going to remain for a longer time. Unlike the dopamine which you got by watching porn, that's going to remain just for a shorter period. So get the difference between these two different type of dopamine. So I'm asking you to eliminate the cheap dopamine, not the one which you get by getting it the hard way. All right. My next point is master the art of solitude. A weak man is a man who can never be in his own company, whereas a strong man is a person who is happy in his own company. You will see throughout the world all the strongmen that you see, they are completely happy in their own company. They don't feel the need for anybody else. Whereas the cheap regular herd followers that you see, they will always thrive in groups, in people. They will never, you will never see them alone because they are never happy alone. Don't be that person. Be the person who values solitude. Trust me, when you are with yourself, when you work on your thoughts, when you are with your thoughts, when you're doing things which you love doing, you will never ever be stressed in your life. Only the people who needs other people are the people who are always stressed out. You can just do the math, you can just see, you can just watch around, just see the strong people who are happy by themselves and ask them, are you ever, do you ever feel stressed? They will say, no, no man, what the hell is that? Because I never feel stressed now. Earlier I did used to get stressed when I used to be with people, when I was a party animal. But now, not at all. I don't have any stress of any kind. Even if stress comes, I can easily eliminate it. That's the difference. So always embrace solitude. You will never be stressed for the rest of your life. Take it from me in writing. Now, my next point is fix your sleep as if it's a matter of life and death. Trust me, sleep has got a direct relation to your stress levels for the next day. You yourself must have seen that whenever you sleep bad, your next day is like crap. When you sleep well, your next day is awesome. So, sleep has a profound impact on your stress levels. So, ever since I started going to bed at 9 and waking up at 5, what happens? Our body gets into that deep sleep mode around 1 a.m., which, which is scientifically proven. So when I go to bed at 9, I am giving my body that opportunity to reach that deep sleep stage when it's 1 am, when the body by default reaches the deepest state. So what happens when I wake up at 5 am? I am superbly, like my entire quota of the sleep is completed and I wake up with full vigor, full energy, in which it slays any kind of stress I might be having. Whereas a person who does not sleep or who goes to bed at 12 or 1, he's not allowing his body to get into that deep stage of sleep which I was talking about. Because if you go to bed at 1, then it is time for early, by the time your body gets into that deep sleep, it is time for the sun to come out, right? So it doesn't work that way. You have to go to bed early for you to enable your body to reach that deep stage of sleep. And once you reach that deep stage consistently, stress will just vanish into thin air. Take it from me in writing. Now, my next point is slay your problems, solve your problems, but don't sit and think over it. Problems will come in all forms. First, ideally, your mindset should be that let me solve it. Let me solve the problem. I always do that. I always solve the problems. But there might be instances in your life wherein it is beyond your capacity to solve that problem. You can't solve that problem. For example, now I'm just giving an example. All the problems I solve, as you can see, even in my through my videos, I'm solving all problems. But there still exists a problem of feminists. They think that they are way superior. If they just smoke, drink, sleep around, they are becoming overpowered. That's a huge problem, right? That's having a profound effect on our society. But can I do anything about it? I'm doing whatever I can. But I can only do up till a certain limit. I cannot completely eliminate or abolish it, right? So I am not thinking about that problem because if I constantly think about that problem, I will get stressed. So the best thing is to do given your best shot and to move on. That is what I do. I am, as you can see, I'm putting in my best shot in my videos regarding this feminist, regarding these simps. I'm putting in my best effort. You can check out my videos. You will clearly know what I'm talking about. But I do it and I get the fuck out and I get on with my life. I do all the things that matter to me, all the things that I love doing. I work out, I'm working, everything that I love doing, I'm doing. I'm not bothered about that problem. So just put in your best shot and move on. Forget that. Don't let it grow on your mind. Getting it? That's the best way to live your life, to live a stress free life. Now, my next point is cut off toxic people from your life. You will see the drama vampires, the energy suckers, people who always pull you down, people who always think that they are superior. All these kind of people, they are like vampires. They suck out, they live on your blood, they will suck out your blood. So basically what you have to do is you have to cut off all these toxic people from your lives. Yes, I'm not asking you to be completely alone the way I am living, because I love solitude, but I'm not asking you to be like me. But suppose if you're fortunate enough to have a few people in your life who are not energy vampires, as in who doesn't suck away your energy in a negative way, then by all means be with them, no problem. But the first the first hint that you get that they are sucking away your positive energy and filling your body with their negative energy, that is the moment you have to eliminate them completely and permanently from your life. Otherwise you will never be able to live a stress free life, because as per my experience, people are the biggest source of stress for me. It is people who gives me the maximum stress. I never got stress from anything else ever in my life, from any other aspect. It is only other people who adds to the stress. So that's why I have eliminated people completely from my life, so there remains no room for any stress in my life. So eliminate people, eliminate toxic and negative people rather, and stay stress free for the rest of your life. Now my final and the most powerful point is adopt a nothing can break me mentality. I have been living with this mentality ever since I was, say, 21 years old. Because my thinking is nothing can break me. Bring any sort of problem in front of me, bring any sort of trouble, bring any sort of stress in front of me. How much ever big it is, that will never have any effect on me, that can never break me. So just tell this to yourself that nothing can break me. I am the strongest. I am going to reign supreme over it. Nobody or no situation can break me. Adopt this warrior mindset and just see the results. You will never ever be stressed in your life. Because trust me, no problem is big enough in this world. Every problem can be solved by your mindset alone. It is all in the mind. Nothing is there in reality. And trust me, 80% of all problems does not even exist. It is just in your mind. It is your mind which has churned out and magnified it in front of you. But in reality, 80% of problems does not even exist except in your mind. So adopt this mindset which I am saying, that nothing can break me and nothing indeed will ever break you in your life. Jai Hind.